Hi, I'm Dana and we're doing our first entirely webcam video because I'm having a horrible fucking day and I can't deal with the concept of like setting up my phone and dealing with all of that. That's not happening. If we're having a video today, it's happening like this because I've had a really good start to the month technically, in that the things that I've done have been very fun, but I just have a whole variety of things booked in this month and I've already had to just accept that I don't manage them all, and tonight is one that I really do want to manage, and I'm very unsure that I'm going to, because my anxiety and the overwhelm that I experience while doing things and how exhausting it is, and just the entirety of like being an autistic person, makes it so incredibly fucking difficult to do all the things that I plan to do, regardless of how much effort I put into them. Like, a massive amount of the things that I manage to do are things where it's me going to a place that is there all the time on my own, because it is a case of I will decide that I want to go to a place, and then I just sort of wait for the next 2 months for the day that I wake up and I'm like, yeah, it's the time. I feel good. I feel right. My body feels like I'm capable of surviving as a person. My brain feels like I'm capable of being a person. I'm going to go and do that thing now. So having things that are booked in and it's like this thing is happening at this time and I'm either there or I'm not. It's actually fucking horrifying for me, and I really wish that it wasn't, but it is. So I already had the big gay quiz that I was going to go to and the yarn crawl that I was going to go to that I just didn't make it to. And tonight I'm supposed to be seeing Garbage at the Peace Hall, and I deeply don't know if I'm actually fucking making it, because the idea of organising myself and like understanding the time that it is and the time that things take to do and the time that I need to go and get the bus or order an Uber and like actually like be dressed and ready and prepared to leave the house and have all the things that I'm going to need for the day and know what I need and just like be fucking ready feels like a far and distant foreign concept that I'm not capable of. The idea of then arriving at the venue, getting the ticket up on my phone, finding where I'm going, showing the ticket person, getting through like the security and whatever else it is, figuring out where I'm standing, then standing for several hours while the show is happening, loud music happening. I don't want any of it. I don't want the experience of being at a fucking gig. I don't want the experience of being at a concert. I don't want it. I absolutely, desperately do not fucking want it today. But the other side of that is that I've wanted to see Garbage since like fucking like 2013. Like, I've wanted to see Garbage for such a long time. And I was so, I genuinely fucking cried when Alanis Morissette's UK tour didn't have Garbage on it after they toured with them in the fucking US. Like, I've been after seeing Garbage for so fucking long now, and one of their songs was in Riot Women, so it immediately ties into my special interest, and it's at the Peace Hall. Like, it should be one of the most exciting days of my life. I've been looking forward to this for months. I couldn't afford the ticket when it first came out, so I was literally checking back on Ticketmaster like 3 times a day for like 4 months to get the ticket, and now that it's the day of it, I feel sick. I keep having, you know, when you get some sort of bad news and you sort of like from head down you feel your body go cold and the anxiety and dread and like, oh fuck, kicks in. I keep feeling that, and I'm not even like having a thought. Like, I'm not, see, that just happens at random. But sometimes I do have the thoughts, because when I'm in a situation like this is when I start having like things pop into my head, like, oh, Otis is going to die. Otis is going to die while I'm out, and he's going to be like sad and in pain and going through a whole thing, and he's going to be all on his own because I went out to a show, or someone's going to break in, or something like my window's going to get broken and Otis is going to go out because there'll suddenly be a space, and when I come home my window will be broken and my cat just won't be here and it'll all be fucking horrible. Like, I just get so fucking terrified of something happening in my house while I'm not here and something horrible happening to Otis, and it's like all that I can think about. And just the idea of like walking into the venue and like, I don't know where I'm meant to go, I don't know where I'm meant to stand, I'm not going with anyone. I like the concept of it just genuinely terrifies me. And this is something I'm excited about. This is something I was looking forward to, and it just falls on a day where like my eyes swollen, I'm on my period, and I'm already just like not feeling my best and not feeling so great. And if this was happening in a week, I think I'd be dealing with it much better. But because it just happens to be falling on a day that I already wasn't doing my fucking best, I really don't know if I'm gonna make it. I really don't know if I'm going. Even if I do go, I don't know if I'm actually going to enjoy it, or if I'm gonna just like end up leaving early because it's all too much. Because just thinking about it, just trying to get my brain in order so I can actually get myself there, already feels like one of the most overwhelming things that's ever happened to me in my fucking life. And some of it's like, I don't know where the anxiety is coming from, and I don't know why I feel this anxious. And some of it's actually, I very much do know why I feel this anxious because of the way that I fucking am as a person. Because when I feel this anxious, I quite often throw up. And when I'm in my house, I go to the toilet and I throw up into the bowl and then clean it. And I'm like, yeah, that happened. What happens if I throw up in the middle of a concert and there's people all around me and I can't get out? Am I just vomiting on people? I don't want to do that. And I go to the Peace Hall for like quite a variety of different things. I don't really want to like taint the venue and make it into a place where like I had that big meltdown and like threw up on someone and had a horrible time. And I think also a massive amount of it's that it's the first concert that I've had booked since I've like been here. And I did go and see Gentleman Jack the Ballet in Leeds, but that felt very different and was also very scary. And I just about got there in time and it was a whole thing. But it's the first like music gig that I'm going to here, and I've had like a really good little time in Liverpool of being really familiar with the venues that I was going to things at, and also generally attending with other people. And also the last couple of times I was on the guest list, so I got really good seats that were a bit out of the way. And before that I was going with a friend who was physically disabled, so we were in like the accessible seating and being like taken around to the side and things. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh my god, I have to act like a normal person. But having to just attend gigs with like the crowds and the noise and like everything happening is just such an incredibly fucking overwhelming thing. And I really question if I have the capability to do that at this point. You know, I really fear that might be something that I'm actually not capable of anymore. And it's one of the things that feels kind of wild because like 2019 I got a coach from Liverpool to London to go and see Bikini Kill, and then left like just before the last song so I could get a coach home overnight to get back home at like 6 a.m. and go to bed. And like it was terrifying, it was a whole fucking thing, but I did that. And now getting a bus an hour away to go to a gig that I've been excited about for months feels so far out of my capabilities and is making me so genuinely scared and terrified and like a full fight or flight. Like I've spent a good amount of this morning kneeling on my kitchen floor, just sort of like kneeling there in this like frozen grip of just absolute fucking terror. And I don't know what the fuck I'm meant to do. And I'm also just a bit fucked from it all because like I spent all of yesterday just feeling really anxious and awful and knowing that like today wasn't going to be a fun day for me. And I'm not actually like I'm on like several days now. I've been like, I'm not sure I'm fucking making it to this. Actually, I'm not sure that I'm getting to go to the thing that I've wanted to do since like 2013. Like it just, I'm so scared. And I don't need to be this scared. It's supposed to be a fun, exciting thing that I've been looking forward to. And I don't feel a single fucking positive emotion about it right now. I just feel fucking petrified. Like the entire concept of leaving my house and going to a crowded place that's going to be loud, I very simply do not want to do it whatsoever. I don't want to be there. I don't want to. And like, I do, because I know that I'm only going to feel fucking worse if I don't go, and it's something that I've missed out on. I'm waiting like another fucking 12 years to get to see them live. And like putting this pressure on myself definitely doesn't help. But also if I don't put this type of pressure on myself, then I'm definitely not fucking showing up for it. And I just want to be able to go out and do fun things and have a fun fucking time without it being genuinely fucking distressing, you know? Like, I had a universal credit call 4 days ago. I don't think I was as anxious about that. I don't think I had as bad of a time around all of that. And believe me, it was a bad fucking time. I weren't fucking enjoying that. I had days of anxiety around that as well. But I don't think it was the same level. I don't think it was this fucking bad. And that was arguably much more fucking important. But the thing that I want to do that's actually meant to be fun, I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. And even if I do fucking show up to it, if I end up leaving early or having like being really too overwhelmed or just having a time, I'm just going to feel all the fucking worse. And it so often feels like booking anything for myself and trying to make plans and organise a future that's exciting. Once it actually arrives, I can't fucking deal with it. And it just makes me feel way fucking worse than if I hadn't booked it in the first place. Like I really don't know how I'm supposed to like have a nice fun life when the nice fun things just distress me and stress me out and make me so anxious that I'm being sick and I don't get to like sleep the night before and it's all just fucking awful. And I feel like such a mess. I feel so incapable of behaving like a person and being a person. And when I'm already feeling like this before I've even left my fucking house, the idea of then getting dressed and leaving my house and going out and having to try to be a person that's holding myself together out in the world when I can't even do it while I'm sat on my fucking couch. Like, it don't compute. I don't know how I'm meant to do it, and it's the decision of like, well, I'm either gonna have to try to do it and see if I have a good time and just deal with the fallout if it's not, or simply accept that like I don't do fun things, I don't make plans, I don't go out, I don't do the things that I want to do. So it just feels really childish to get so upset and overwhelmed and so stressed before even doing the thing. And it makes it really difficult to have to just continuously push through when like it don't matter if it's a genuinely like quite anxiety inducing scary thing or if it's something that should be fun and nice. I'm having the same level of just fight and flight, pure distress, pure terror, absolutely fucking scared. And it just feels awful. Like, I'm not having fun, I'm not having a good time, and I'm putting so much effort into trying to, and getting so little back from it, and feeling so awful about the things that I miss, and feeling so awful about the things that I can't do, and the things that I don't have the capability for. But I just don't overly know what I'm supposed to be doing about it, you know? And I've had a fair amount of people that have been like, oh, well, you need a carer to go to things with you, and like, okay, where am I going to get one? Where are they? And also, honestly, if I was gonna get a carer, I'd rather have one that helps me do my fucking shopping so that I have groceries in and know what I'm eating, because, like, I've had takeout for the last 3 days and I don't feel good about that, and it's not a financially smart decision. That's probably gonna fuck me up at the end of the month. But I very simply have very, very close to nothing in. What I do have in is the safe foods that no longer feel safe. And I'm gonna have to eat that tonight, because if I'm getting an Uber, which is very, very likely either on the way there or on the way back, if not both, I can't afford takeout for the rest of the month. So that's just off the table now. So I'm going to have to eat the safe food that isn't actually safe anymore. And like, just every single bit of my life feels like I'm putting so much effort in and nothing happens, nothing changes, nothing gets easier, nothing gets better. And like, I'm happier on like the general day to day, you know, like waking up and seeing the hills out my window, like, it does cheer me the fuck up, don't get me wrong. I don't have the same level of like, just like, general sadness through the day that I had previously, but everything is still really, really, really fucking hard, and it makes me feel all the worse when the hard things are no longer things that feel like they should be hard. You know, like, I am just genuinely thinking maybe my entire life does just need to be loosely timed things that can happen when I feel like they're going to happen. But that's lonely as fuck, to be quite honest. And I mean, not that this isn't kind of fucking lonely. That's one of the things, is that like I'm always the first to encourage, if you want to do something, you should give it a fucking go. If you need to do it on your own, do it on your own. It shouldn't matter. It's like, you know, get out there, do the things you want to do. And I do that, and then I'm stood in these crowded spaces where I look around and everybody else is there with friends or with a partner, or with everybody else is there with someone that they're chatting to and having a nice time with, and I'm just stood there on my own, not trying not to be the person that's just on my phone 24/7, but also like, at least that way I can talk to my friends, because they're all in my fucking phone and they're not here. And I don't, you know, I try actively not to get down and lonely about it, but it is just kind of a lonely fucking thing to be very consistently going to events alone where everybody else is there with someone. It just sucks. It's just not, you know, like, it's better than not going at all, I guess. I try to tell myself, but like, there's just a lot of like bittersweetness involved, I suppose. You know, there's just a lot of moments where it's like, I'm glad that I'm doing this. I do think it's overall worth it. But also, I'm just quite sad and lonely and actually not having that great of a time. And like, I guess I'm proud of myself for having done it and not just sitting in my house. But also, I would rather just be sitting in my house. I don't really, you know, I book these things because I know they should be fun, but like, I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. It's just distressing and overwhelming, and I don't feel any sort of fucking positive emotion about any of it until it's over and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I did that. And it's like, well, why are you glad that you did it, babe? You didn't even have fun. It was just like, it feels like the fucking like challenges that you used to see on fucking Fear Factor, you know? Like, I've just been absolutely terrified and traumatized for 3 hours, but hey, at least I did it. I'm not winning fucking 100k for having been in the snake pit. I'm just living in the fucking snake pit. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Check out my Instagram, I guess, to see if I end up going tonight. I'm sure I'll post something on my stories if I do. I really do intend to try and get my shit together from, like, see, that's the thing as well, is I always, like, there's like the the ladder of things in my head that need to happen. And before I could think about getting myself there and what the fuck I am doing, I need a video to be ready for today. So hopefully, having this done, like, I'll have this edited within the next hour and ready to post. And then I've got like an hour and a half, 2 hours to... Sorry, it's making me feel really sick. I'll have a few hours to try and figure out what the fuck I'm doing without this being the thing that is like blocking me from thinking about other things, because this needs to happen first. I'm going now. The GoFundMe to my friend's GoFundMe will be linked down below as always. Please do check it out. Please share. Please donate if you can. All of that stuff. I'm not in the fucking mood. I'm sorry, Seth. I'm not in the fucking mood. I'm not having a good day. It will be there, and it would mean the world to me if you checked it out. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days.